Hey there, beautiful one. Welcome to Transcendent Love. Welcome back. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. All the beautiful things. Hey, hopefully you're having a great day. Hopefully it's the most beautiful, most marvelous, fun-filled, fulfilling, and sensational day. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Yeah, feeling real ash blind these days. Time for something new. I don't want to say, well, it's not really new. It's something I always do. I just don't do it. I probably do it twice a year. That's the custom, I think. You gotta you gotta keep some hair to keep bleaching. Bleach is pretty hard on your hair. Anyways, enough about this her. Today, was that today? I think it was yesterday. I was writing during my morning flow, and Spirit began to give me some downloads on some things about you. You, because you seem to be having a rough time. Many of you have lived very difficult lives, very challenging lives, and it seems like there's no rhyme or reason to the many things that have gone on in your life. And yeah, there's definitely rhyme and there's definitely reason. Nothing happens by chance, happenstance, randomly, or coincidentally. Those things, difficult as they may have been put in place to shape you. And so, since many of us, or all of us, have been through a tremendous amount of things, it's just the human experience, and nobody gets out of this life without having had difficulty. It is the way of expansion. So, with that said, there are some shining moments in those difficult times, and many of them you haven't quite been able to understand because I'll say because of one reason or another. Like those shining moments, they usually come on the helm of other things that you don't necessarily understand. Even to the degree that, so you, the way you show up in people's lives, you don't really realize the impact that you have, the influence that you have, the way that you impact people's lives. So sometimes you can see it or you see a glimmer of it, but you don't really see the fullness of it because it's hard for you to contend with the fact or wrap your mind around the fact that things have been difficult for you. And even in some of your most struggled times, you've been a blessing to many people. You've never really quite understood it. You just are who you are. You just be who you be. As in to say, like, you're just carrying on about your life in the way that you know best to do it. Because it's so natural. That's why you don't recognize it as a tremendous thing, but you should know. You have to know that you are an angel among many. Just as people have come along at different points in your life to be a blessing to you in your time of struggle when you needed something, someone, If it was a hug, if it was a word of encouragement, a word of advice. Many of times, if you look back over your life and some of the harder times in your life where people have stepped in some way to be a blessing to you, Spirit wants you to know that you are that angel in other people's lives as well. So don't get weary. But some of the reason your path is so difficult is because you won't accept who you are. Because you're so different. You won't accept the difference, is what Spirit says. You've been created this way for a reason. You're not supposed to be like everybody else. You're not supposed to be. And I keep hearing this scripture again. Come out from among them and be ye separate. And I think the end of that is, for I've called you to be a chosen one. Look it up so you know for yourself. I always want to tell y'all that I am not a religious person. But when I was, it was for a reason. At some point, this point, apparently, I was going to need to be able to pull on some of those things for you guys. For a point of reference whenever you forget who you are. And it has less to do with what people typically see from a religious purview. It's more from a relational standpoint, or an aligned and connected place. I'm more for spirituality. I'll say that, spirituality. Not organized religion at all. But that's neither here nor there, because the fact remains, you have something that is gifts. You have gifts that are you. They're just you. You cannot get away from them ever. That is why whenever you are going through a rough time, they show up anyway. You can be going through the damnedest time and be able to give and deliver the most on-time messages ever to somebody else who may need it. And you often feel like, why can't I ever deliver to myself in this way? But that is because you first have to accept that this is you. You are this great. You do have this influence. You do have this impact. I want you to think about what Spirit is saying. You are an angel to many. And what I was given was my little journal. So you see, you are an angel to and for many by design. Trust what you feel. Be guided. Accept the guidance. Accept it. And Spirit elaborated at the point of accept it, because it's accepting who you are as a divine being. And a minute ago, so these I wrote, or I was given to write these things yesterday morning. But before I started the recording, I was led to add the other component to the end of that. Not only are you a divine being, you are a divine song. That'll mean something to somebody. I don't know exactly. But that was what I was given. And Spirit says, accept the difference. Your path often feels more different due to this difference. That difference being your lack of acceptance. Sometimes it's more difficult. We think that running away from the thing is going to be the easier path. Honey, listen. Don't make an already difficult path more difficult. Just accept it. You're not being punished. It's just the nature of the gift. You are, I'm looking for a word. Spirit, give me the word. You are, I don't want to say given away, but you are, what's the word, Spirit? Neglecting a very powerful part of who you are, a very significant part of who you are. And that is why it's difficult. We never live a fulfilled and enjoyable life with as much ease and flow that is actually possible by not being ourselves. We can only get to the fullness of who we are by finding it and accepting all of who we are. You can be many things at once. You are not a monolith. You are many things. You have many gifts. And you should do your best to accept them. Stop caring about what somebody else is going to think, what somebody else is going to say. If people are going to accept you for the message that you give, none of that matters, because at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, they don't live your life. And they're not going to get you any place more valuable than those gifts would. Everything you want and desire in life, you can't even get there without accepting these parts of you. All of it is interconnected, it's interwoven, one thing into another, because all of these are aspects of you. Whoever, listen, I don't know who this message is for. It's for you, whoever you are that's listening. It's gonna be there, whether you like it or not, as either your guiding light or Spirit is giving me a visual of, in tarot there's a hermit card, which is an older elder whose symbology is wisdom. He's holding a lamp in a dark place. And so Spirit is giving me that imagery to go along with this message. So when you accept all of who you are, this card represents you, guided by this light. You have the light in front of you. You're holding it and you're able to see every step that you take in front of you going forward. But when you hide your light or you don't accept your light, it's like the light is behind you, but you're trying to leave it. You don't have anything illuminating the path. It's walking away from the light in a dark place. So that'll resonate with somebody. Do what you will with that information. But you have to know that, and this gets said quite a bit in many different ways. I mentioned it a bit in the front of the message about how people have come along in your life and helped you in ways that you found significant. Well, those people were set in place long ago, ahead of time. You had a soul contract with those people that they would do their part and unlock you in that way at that time in space whenever you needed it. They came through and did their part. That was the contract. They were set in place to unlock you at the time. Well, you have contracts with people that you don't remember from another life, another timeline. And if you don't accept who you are, you won't be in the place to unlock them, to free them in whatever way that is that you have as a gift to do that. Whatever that contract you have with them is, you don't know what it is. You don't remember what it is. And you don't have to. You just got to do. And it ain't really, I say it's not a lot to do, but it is and it isn't at the same time. Accepting who you are as opposed to running from who you are is a whole lot easier than running away. So when I say that it's not difficult, that's what I mean. Will you have self-work to do? Will there be challenging things to work through? Absolutely. None of it will be as challenging as running away. I promise you that. And yeah. Spirit, you got anything else you want to say to the beautiful people? I have some cards here that I've been shuffling. I know you always hear them. A lot of times I just shuffle them and don't ever pull cards. Apparently, I guess maybe just to be doing something with my hands or to, it's kind of, it helps me to kind of lock in a little bit when I'm just shuffling sometimes. I have to figure out what that's called. But it is, for me, in these times where I'm recording, it is like a fine tuning mechanism. I don't know what the age of the people is that's listening to this, but it kind of reminds me of TVs from back in the day before we had all these smart TVs. We had dumb TVs. And a lot of times the knob would break off. Well, first, you had two knobs. One of them was a tuner knob that helps you to get the channel more clearly. I might be dating myself a little bit. 25. Kidding. But yeah, and you would twist that tuner. Sometimes the knob would fall off, and you would put some pliers on there. But the objective was to fine tune and turn until the channel was clear. That's kind of what happens when I'm shuffling these cards while I'm channeling for you guys. Um, but yeah, I actually think that I'm going to pull cards today. I feel that today. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all. We are in we're in the moon phase. It's a waxing gibbous moon phase at 77% illumination. And it is in the sign of Virgo. So if you have your birth chart, and I encourage you to do that, because pulling your birth chart is very much like it's like a life hack. Like it helps you to figure out sort of like the ins and outs of you. And I know anyway, yeah. If this message is for you, you're here. You'll be with it. If it's not, come back again next time, and it still might not be for you. um, but yeah. So whenever you pull your so let's go back over here for a second. The sky is broken up into 12 parts. That's where astrology comes from. That's where the zodiac signs come from. It's the 12 quadrants, I guess you can call them quadrants, or sections, areas of the sky, and how they are visible as the earth rotates. And so, yeah, those different signs are governing different houses as well, which impact you in different ways depending on the positioning of those planetary components when you were born. That's why you need your birth time to see. That is what makes up many of your characteristics. I know people think it's wild and crazy, but oh well. Yeah. And so your specific natal chart is for you. It is kind of like a navigation system. I always tell y'all that all of these different things are navigational components. We are more willing to accept that we're just we're just here on this earth wandering, fumbling and bumbling about just aimlessly. But but no, we have all these navigational tools to help us navigate this life. Astrology being one of them. So anyway, pull your birth chart. Figure out what signs are what for you and how you are impacted by the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets and their alignments. Um, yeah, it'll offer some really good insight. But all of that to say, I don't even know how I got right there. But yeah, anyways. Oh, because I was saying that the moon is in Virgo. So one of the things you can do as a practice and to see, just try it, and see if it resonates with you. We don't do that enough. Trying the spirit by the spirit. That's You need to try the energy of a thing. You need to try the spirit of a thing to see where it originates. If we do more of that, we would be in a great place. But yeah, look it up, see how it feels, see if it resonates. That is the thing that you judge your truth off of more often than you realize, is how it resonates within you. Yeah. Often it's by what you would be doing, what you see, and what you hear, and what you choose to believe, in whether or not it's compelling enough um, framework for you to accept. But all of that is judged based off of the resonance you either do or do not feel to a thing. Anyway, yeah. So whenever you have some things going on, I challenge you. Or even when you don't really feel like you got a lot going on, look and see what position or what planet the moon is in, or what planets are retrograde. um Look up the planets that are within your charts, the houses that they occupy in your chart, and see if those things resonate with you. See if they are relatable, if they actually speak to aspects of you. Yeah. Anyway, but let me pull these cards. See what kind of messages, kind of more messages Spirit is speaking through these cards. I got a flipper. You got the Nine of Wands. Boundaries. That's something that we always talk about. Needing to protect all that you have built. Practicing saying no. Wands energy is fiery energy. It's you know, what we know fiery to be. I don't want to say aggressive. I'll say actionable. It's Aries energy. It's Sag energy. All your fire signs. What's the other fire sign? Is it Scorpio? I don't think Scorpio. We got Aries, Sag. Maybe it is. I might have that wrong, because anyway, I think that is right. But yeah, that's the energy of that card. It's a protection card, fiery energy. Ooh, excuse me. And it just flipped out. So of course, protect yourself, protect your peace. Okay, we got some more flippers. We got this right here. It's moving on. I always think of this card when I see it as not crying over spilled milk. That's the energy that it has. It's a mourning card, lamenting. Like, instead of crying over things lost or mourning over things lost, you still, 3 cups, it shows 3 cups turned over, which would be the loss. But you still have 2 cards behind you, which means that some things have been spilled, but not all things have gone. Not all things are bad. So you still have the opportunity to go on with things, the things that you have left that are good. And it's not even saying that those things that have spilled over and those things that are in the cups that are lying down were bad things. It's just it's a new journey. You going on with the other love. Cups are representative of love or gifts, all things good. And then you got the the Lovers card. So for some, maybe that's a relationship. I'm not sure. And maybe this is oh, wait a minute. So we got boundaries. We got not crying over spilled milk, and then we got the Lovers card. That sounds, the more cards. Let me pull out another one because it's sounding for some it could be relational, but for many of you it's really just along or on par with the original message of not forsaking and not neglecting your gifts. A lot of times, for me, the Lover's card is speaking of internal alignment with your with the physical man and the spirit man, those aspects of you. So yeah, these cups represent the roughness of those things, or what your life has been, without accepting that there are more cups. These are the cups that are going to count, the ones that are still left standing. And those are the ones that you have to embrace, but you got to not turn your back on them. And this in this situation is you setting boundaries to become the best version of yourself by doing and accepting all of who you are. Interesting. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Well, I had already given that message without the cards, but the cards are definitely confirmation. Many of us, and I do it too at times, I do ask Spirit for confirmation. So you've been feeling this already and looking, thinking, not really sure if this is what you've been feeling or what you've been hearing. It is. So me first saying it without the cards was your second confirmation. Me pulling the cards and the cards confirming what it is that I'm saying is your third confirmation. You have all the answers within you that you need. We got another flipper because you are the Empress. And this is not gender specific. This is a prominent and powerful figure representing the ultimate in creativity, in gifts, even. In most she's an intuitive energy, and she's full with possibility. In some decks, she is presenting as pregnant because she encapsulates all of the different queen energies within the tarot. Again, not gender specific, it just speaks to a more powerful and nurturing place. And it's this time around for both male and female, it's speaking to needing to nurture these gifts, needing to nurture that fusion in relationship to between your spirit man and your physical man. Yeah. All of these cards carry the same message. But yeah. Excuse me. Spirit, any other messages? The Empress is divinely guided, wise, full of love, really quite harmonious and in balance, not imbalance. This is a very balanced energy, which is yeah, it's right on brand for this message, because the objective is harmony between the two, and she's all things harmonious. That is the energy of this card and this card. And these two cards come into play with acceptance of self, protecting yourself, and nurturing those gifts, not turning your back on those gifts. Trust you me, life is not easier without them. I promise you. Okay, I got one more that came out kind of easy. And Two of Wands speaks to travel and planning. How does that come into play, Spirit? For somebody, this goes with, but I'm going to read from the book. What is this message, Spirit? The Two of Wands. You are beginning to envision your objectives and long-term goals before you set out to achieve them. The Two of Wands meaning revolves around making decisions. In other words, you are either satisfied with your current knowledge or you are moving toward and taking risks. Okay. So you are aware in some way of these gifts. But now that you have confirmation, or maybe you hadn't really quite known exactly how they would come into play or how to use them, but spirit will show you, and you'll be able to see the plan. And some of you already have a plan in mind. Some of you know what the gift is, and you've been planning on getting started doing this thing, but you're stuck in the planning. You keep making yourself busier instead of just doing the thing. So don't just plan and just keep planning and trying to stay busy so you don't actually have to do it. Go on and do it. Sometimes being busy is the distraction from actually doing the thing. Sometimes we can get fooled by being busy in the business but not actually working on the business. Or we feel like just because we're doing something on the business that we're progressing. That's not always the case. There was for somebody, I don't even know. Anyway, you would know if it's for you. Anyway, that's the message. I think I am going to leave you right here in love and in light. And if this message was for you, go ahead on, take it with you, love on it, love on yourself, and make your life easier by accepting all of who you are. Don't look for people to understand who you are for what you do. That's one of the worst things you can do in life, is look for people to understand you, because they never will. They're not equipped to. That doesn't, even the person that has the best understanding of you, they won't fully understand who you are, and that's okay. And you will depress yourself looking for them too, because in a way that is very much still looking and seeking acceptance. Just accept yourself for who you are and live authentically and truly in all of your essence. Anyway, I love you. You love you too, okay? Be gentle, be kind, be loving, be gracious, be merciful, and be accepting of all of those aspects of you. Do that for you. Okay, until next time on Transcending Love. Be great. I think.